Hi Music189! In this video, I'm going to explain the final project for Music189, the Music History Timeline. You can find the prompt for the Music History Timeline on Canvas. I've shown it here in this video just so I can access it and explain the project thoroughly. For this project, you will work independently and not in groups or pairs to organize the listening pieces assigned in the topical modules of the course into a chronological fashion. This timeline should denote the historical periods of music introduced throughout the course, including the Middle Ages and Renaissance, Baroque, Classical era, Romantic, Modern, and Postmodern eras. In order to create your timeline, I have asked you to create an account with history.co. I've also created a different video for you to watch in order to understand all of the pages you'll have to go through in order to sign up for the service. It is free and really easy to use. You can find this under the beginning of the project requirements on the prompt for the project. For now, I'm going to skip past how to create the account and go right towards you beginning to create your timeline. You're going to want to begin by creating the banner, the specific title, and you do not have to use this title. This is just as an example. You'll want to describe the specific, if I go back to the prompt here, you'll want to add a short description where you just introduce your timeline briefly and explain how it is unique. After that, you'll need to form your 6 headings, and you'll see adding a header is very easy to do. Just click on here and it's heading. And you will want to put the date range for this specific historical period of music, followed by how we describe that, Baroque, Classical, etc. After you've created all of these necessary structural items for the timeline, there are a few short essays I want you to address in order to demonstrate a full understanding of the context as well as stylistic characteristics for the pieces we explored throughout the semester. So before adding pieces to your historical periods, I want you to describe the following 3 areas of concentration in as many text and image, video, and/or audio boxes as you'd like for each historical period of music. So this means you're going to address these 3 areas of concentration for all 6 periods of music covered in the course. The 3 areas of concentration include social, political, and cultural context. You'll want to answer the question, what happened in society at the time that influenced the composition and performance of Western art music for the Classical era or Baroque era? Then you want to move on to describe the musical characteristics of the era. The musical characteristics are directly linked to the musical elements that you were introduced to in the first module. Finally, you'll want to describe specific performance and compositional sites for pieces of music in the era that you're describing. Where was music composed, performed, in terms of place, so that would be geographic region, but also space. So courts, churches, concert halls, outside, inside, be very specific. After you've described all of the 6 periods of music, then you'll want to begin to integrate your listening pieces. So you must organize the 28 listening pieces, and they are provided below in the prompt for the project. They're also provided in every module topic. They are the listening pieces that you did listening guides for. For the most part, only a few are outside of the purview of the textbook. The pieces in this list are just listed according to the topics of the course and not in chronological order. You have to put them in chronological order. So you can do this by adding a text box, but if you feel that a piece also requires an image, you'll want to create, or a video, you'll want to do that first, and then you can add your description here. You'll want to make sure that you include the year of composition, the composer, followed by the title of the work. Now, after you've put all of the 28 pieces in chronological order and in chronological order within the historical periods, so you know which pieces should be assigned to which period of music, I want you to write 6 short essays for me. So for each historical period of music, I want you to choose one of the 28 that you feel is representative of each time period and answer these 2 questions. Firstly, let's start with the Middle Ages / Renaissance. You'll choose one piece that was covered in the course that you feel is very representative of the time period and style of music. So you'll want to address, how does the piece artistically demonstrate the time period? And then next, what musical characteristics of the piece specifically demonstrate the musical style of the time period? So once again, because we're discussing musical style, you'll want to make sure that you're discussing melody, rhythm, harmony, texture, the instrumentation. Be as specific as you possibly can. So you are going to add this to the pieces. So for the representative pieces you have chosen, please continue to use the image, video, or audio boxes in which you compose your short answers. So you're going to add those short answers within your timeline in correspondence with the chronology of that timeline. In terms of the project objectives, this is the final project. So this is how I, instead of doing a traditional multiple choice exam, I can still measure that you are able to explain the contexts that shape the composition and performance of Western art music, as well as distinguish musical style by analyzing musical characteristics typical of a historical era. And by putting those works in order, you are also recognizing works of art that have significantly impacted histories of Western art music. In terms of the grading, the rubric is outlined very, very clearly. It is out of 100 points. If you do not address one of these areas, you will not receive any points. And depending upon how well you address an area will determine how many points you get per area. If you have any questions regarding the music history timeline project that was not a question that was not covered in this video, please feel free to email me, hooverea@miamioh.edu. Have a great day.